My name is Zdenek. I'm coming from a bar called Quo Vadis in Dean Street in Soho. Today I prepped for you nice and easy, quite summery, long cocktail based on family of cocktails called Swizzles. As the introduction to the cocktail, the whole aim for it was to create another cocktail with a nice sort of story, but no one ever heard of. As we know, all of the daiquiris and pina coladas and Murray Pickfords and all of the other rum cocktails has a nice story behind it. I create a little fairy tale and then introduced every ingredient in the cocktail into as a character in that story behind it. So the whole cocktail, the whole creation is called La Hermosa. The story is talking about a little girl born in Cuba. So using a 60 ml of Bacardi. La Hermosa is nice, really cute girl born in a Havana, and obviously as every human being needs to have a parent. So then I had to find her a mama and daddy. So for the mama, I chose the Mademoiselle Chartreuse. She's typically French, bitter from the first when you actually meet her, but then she turns nice and sweet as honey. So using just a tiny drop of the yellow Chartreuse. On the other hand, the daddy is a Spanish sailor. They met somewhere in Cuba quite a long time ago. As he's a sailor, obviously he's full of salt and he's quite a rough man, but definitely a good guy. So using 20 ml of any dry sherry, a manzanilla would go, Puerto Fino would make it happen as well. On the end of the day, Amontillado as well, but then if you have to play a little bit differently with proportions of the other ingredients. But as we all know, Mr. Fidel Castro came over to the Cuba and turned everything upside down, and the bad times in that story are represented in sour and bitter lemon. So using 20 milliliters of lemon juice, freshly squeezed, not hardly squeezed so we don't get that much bitterness, and straight in 20 ml. But as everything bad is good for something else, they get on a boat and move to Puerto Rico and settle their lives over there, and then actually tied the whole family nicely in together. And then as La Hermosa was growing up, all of the women loved her for her evergreen smile, and all of the guys loved her for her beauty. Up until one day she found her lovely and beloved man. She always loved a smell of almonds and oranges, and they always remind her of the happy times in Cuba. So she obviously fell in love with the man who had sort of this characteristic, and it was a Jamaican guy who smelled of almonds and oranges, and represented in this drink as a orgeat. Just 12.5 of that. It's not 10, it's not 15, so I always sell 12.5. You don't have to measure it exactly, but don't go to the 15, don't go to the 10. As the happy times and good times in Puerto Rico, we have to represent that time of the La Hermosa's life as well. We use 15 ml of triple sec of orange curacao. Any dry orange liqueur would go, and that would be it for the ingredients. And then it's swizzle. All we need now is put a bit of crushed ice in it. You don't have to use any fancy schmancy swizzle sticks. All you need to do is find maybe a knife or fork or whatever you find at home. Just mix it in, chill it, make sure that all of the ingredients are not sitting on the bottom. The ice give a little bit of dilution. Once that's done, you just put a straw in it. I'm using a metal, so it's save a bit of planets, not using a plastic. Top it up with the crushed ice. I tend to use quite short straw for one and simple reason is that to get really customer or whoever drinks this or my friend at home the drink through the mint, which sits right in your nose when you actually drink it. And if someone said it's a bit too sweet for him, all you need to do is just use a little lemon wedge on the side, and totally up to them if they squeeze it in or if they just leave it as a garnish. And tiny bit lemon zest over the top just for the freshness, and here we go, La Hermosa.